Hello, welcome. I think we are good now. I think we're streaming. Okay, I think we've got everything set up too. So we will certainly check that. I need to make that a little louder. Okay, that should probably be good on the audio that way. Okay, wait, let me turn myself down in my ears a little bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and post this on the Twitter. Okay, I think we're good. We're cooking. I'm also gonna go ahead and post this on the Discord as well. Welcome. We're gonna play some Melee. We're gonna make some music. I've got everything set up, I think, so we'll double check all that in just one quick second. Let me open Discord and then post that here. Streaming everyone. Melee, music, and memes. Streaming. Okay, so there's that. Okay, now let me grab chat as well. Okay, hi everyone, welcome. Let me just double check I've got everything working. The camera should not freeze now. Oopsie, my bad, that shouldn't, oopsie. Okay, so the camera should not freeze now. Can you all hear that? Amazing. Okay, so you can hear that. Now let me know if you can hear the Melee too. So let me cook that. Can you hear the bloop 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 as I move around in the menu? Okay, I think we're good then. And we're not gonna freeze. Okay, I'm gonna start off playing some Melee. I'm gonna try to figure out how to get the chat in a viewable place. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drag this over here. I'm going to open up two of the live streaming. I'll mute the stream there for myself. And then it says stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended. We'll just let it rip and we'll see how that goes. It's good to see everybody here as well. I think I've got my stream stuff set up properly from now on. So if that is the case, I will be streaming more. It's been really frustrating running into all the various issues that I've had trying to stream. So I'm thinking that we'll get it all set up now. Let me go ahead and go to the YouTube studio. There we go, there's YouTube studio. And then let me mute the video there. And we're just gonna, can I do a pop-out chat? I think I can do that, right? Chat pop-out would be awesome. Pop-out chat, okay, perfect. And I might even be able to put the chat on screen, which would be pretty good. I'll just put you all next to my Melee for now. Ooh, okay. Now I normally don't watch other people's content or listen to other people's content while I stream, but I like to listen to podcasts when I play Melee. So, and I think it's fair use technically because I'll be playing, talking stuff. So I might put a podcast on in the background, and if you don't like it, let me know. But I've been enjoying listening to this channel. I'll give a shout out to the person. Theories of Everything with Kurt Jaimungal. It's a really fantastic channel where they have a lot of philosophical conversations, a lot of discussions about consciousness and theories of everything. I've been enjoying this philosopher lately, Bernardo Kastrup, and a lot of his various ideas. So I'll probably put that on the background and play some Melee and chat and do some other stuff too. So I'm about an hour and a half into this.
Path for transformation. There's no path.
Can you all hear that?
And I
think it's fair use, right?
Think about how ridiculous this claim is. We believe very deeply for everybody until we're out.
Cool.
Like,
okay.
I believe that kids
Sweet.
have to go through
Let's play some Melee too.
Before they're
okay, so I'm a Falco player. I don't think I've streamed on this channel much.
Aspects of reality, and I think most people would agree with that. It's like, no, the kid needs to mature more.
Okay.
They need to grow more. They need, right?
Okay, here we go.
Right?
It's nice to have the setup working.
Something like that, right? So,
ooh, it's laggy. Ooh, I haven't tried streaming it before in a while.
Yep. Exactly.
It's actually kind of laggy, but I can probably manage.
Any more cognitive transformation or development in order to access deeper ontological commitments. Now, Plato, for my primary example,
I like Plato. I just read Plato's Theaetetus the other day. I like Aristotle a lot more though.
just
I mean,
like
obviously
you had to go
Aristotle was
through
a student,
lot of
but
transformation to be able to see through self-deception and self-deception and illusion to get deeper ontological purpose. You still have to do it now.
you're Captain Falcon for life. I fuck with that. Okay.
There's no spiritual bypassing. You can't just adopt a bunch of
Ooh,
beliefs.
I like that. Let's smash that shield.
So the path. I'm trying to really
I'll play some piano here in a bit too. Yeah, this is a little laggy. I went and got a new. I'm playing Melee Online right now. Yeah, I went and got a new monitor, a faster monitor, so I could stream it on here because I've been playing Melee on my laptop because it's got faster monitor.
This is so cathartic
Yeah, I
to
like the
listen to
stream.
this. Go on.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, even if everything else wasn't bullshit, which I think it is, about Kurzweil, at what age do you want to be uploaded? When you're 20? Man, I don't want to be a 20-year-old forever. How about 30? I don't want to be a 30. I'm 60 now, so I can probably, do I even want to be 50 years old forever? Nope.
Yeah, I might be stuttering a little bit or lagging a little bit. I apologize for that. Ooh, I thought that guy was
It
dead.
has to do with the computer.
I don't know. I'll have to figure out the
70s.
monitor refresh rate timing stuff a little
The
bit.
notion of
sooner.
nerdiness has become
This guy's not very
elevated
good.
to an ideal. It's okay. It's good to be a nerd. It counts in your favor because we are so focused on propositional knowledge and the nerdish things, factual and propositional knowledge. And we lost sight of, look, it's not okay to be a nerd.
Ooh.
A nerd
Yeah, this is like
actually
welcome to the ADHD
somebody
thing.
who has a
Only stuttering on
profound
mine looks pretty good.
balance in
Okay.
the development
Yeah,
of
I'm
a
dropping
number
some
of
frames, but it's honestly very playable, so we're
by
good.
focusing on only one.
Could I
It's a
just
jack
take
of one trade.
Yeah. But I'll give some background. We're listening to a podcast right now, Kurt Jaimungal, Theories of Everything. Basically has philosophers, physicists, and different
Oh yeah.
spiritual it's just a big discussion about consciousness, the universe. We're listening to Bernardo Kastrup right now talking to I don't know the other guy he's talking to, kind of a debate of sorts. But I like
Thank you for that. Hey,
I like
don't
Bernardo
need that. I mean,
Kastrup's philosophy quite a lot.
psychological,
He's kind of the
yes, we have
analytic
many
idealist
psychological
school,
functions,
or he sort of made that school himself or
emotional
whatever.
functions, feeling
I like his.
functions,
I
intuitive
would
functions,
generally describe my philosophical
functions.
views as somewhat
Really can perceive
idealist in a
the
sense.
world with
But I
the
don't know. I
richness
start
of the
from a more
world, which
objective
Kant, for
idealist
instance,
perspective, which is why I really like Bernardo Kastrup's philosophies.
According to axioms and rules of derivation, which is the nerd way of thinking.
Okay.
That's one psychic function, a sort
Ooh.
of human computer, a human calculator, who is able to write code. Look, I know
Okay,
that
this guy
because
keeps trying to
my-
up smash me on a shield.
You know,
Pretty
I
bad.
used to do that.
ADHD stream? Yeah.
Focus on
Most
that
definitely.
at the expense of maturity.
Oh, no.
and all the other aspects of the psyche, of the mind, the human mind, is not okay.
Okay,
It should
not bad.
not be elevated by our culture into a sort of goal, a sort of ideal. It's like
Talking about the veneration of intellect.
Only the modern
Ooh,
sense
I like
of it,
that.
not the
Spot on.
ancient
Yeah.
sense of intellect, not the ancient sense at all.
Exactly. It's a veneration of a particular form of intellect. And we now think it's okay. I mean, before we knew it was not okay. It was an offense to be called a nerd. Somehow it has become okay. Where did we take this wrong turn?
Oopsie.
It's not okay to be a nerd.
They're in the
It's
middle
okay
right now.
to be
They're in the middle right now of decrying Kurzweil and Joshua Bach's perspectives that we can essentially generate consciousness out of, out of like digital approximation, which I really disagree with as well. I don't think that's a very plausible theory. It doesn't really make sense because I don't think that consciousness is just a way data is arranged. I think it's a particular system of interpretation that our particular structures do in order to survive. And I think that, Bernardo Kastrup made an argument earlier, which I agree with quite a lot, which is like, if you were to simulate, kidney function perfectly on your computer's not going to start pissing, right? Because it's like, it doesn't have, it's just a fundamentally different process. People will bring their GCM boxes. I'm so ADHD with this breaking my brain. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is what I normally do for hours a day. Ooh, stuff like this. Make music, listen to stuff. Every single time I practice piano, it's with stuff going on in the background. Sometimes even music. The more stuff I can tune out, the better. Like if I was actually streaming, or if I was hanging out by myself right now, I'd probably have music going on as well. along with everything else happening. Just an extra stimulation stream. Double laser from the ledge? No. Ooh, that's not safe. Ooh, he got 3 hits. That.
No longer elevating.
Feel like I'm hanging out after school? Yeah. Ooh.
Which goes hand in hand with wisdom.
Oh, I tried it. People will bring the GCM box. She can bring the whole Lumitone. True. True.
People as burdensome and old-fashioned people out of
Ooh, that was bad.
with the time, as opposed to mature people who have a lot to teach and share. We have this code of innocence that Hillman used.
Coding while listening to you, get it? Sweet. Yeah, how do you feel about the whole, could consciousness emerge from a machine, or at least, I mean, maybe something that is similar in a way, or like something that has intelligence that's parallel or greater than ours, I think is totally possible. But I don't think consciousness in the sense that we have it, whatever emerge, doesn't really make sense. I feel like it's more of a gestalt. Like our consciousness is a unique experience that's emergent product of all of the individual relationships and all the things that we are developed to do and approximate and get around in nature through. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just, why would it emerge from a set of data? You know what I mean? When there's so many other parts about our consciousness that are involved, like the way we filter out and approximate data. Gotta go. It was lovely having you here. Enjoy waking up super early, and I hope you had a beautiful evening.
We are no longer developing our sense
that was bad.
of subtlety and nuance. We have become incapable to recognize subtlety and nuance. We want to divide everything into neat drawers with a clear label, because that's how we compartmentalize things. That's how we give ourselves intellectual justification for not thinking things.
There it is. Ooh, we like that. Little waveland, weak hit back here. GG's. Well played. I'm down to play anyone as well if somebody wants to hop on here. Let me grab. Okay, there we go.
Flies over our heads.
All right, keep it going clean. Thanks. Thanks. It's a little laggy. Consciousness could definitely emerge from a machine, but it would not be a system defined by logical rules because it's very much. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that we could see things that are intelligent. I think a lot of times people conflate intelligence with, or super intelligence with consciousness, or that. But I think like the human experience of consciousness is like fundamentally a unique, emergent process out of our particular limitations, our particular. Yeah, that's Bernardo Kastrup in the background. We're listening to Bernardo Kastrup talking to Vervaeke. I don't know the guy he's talking to very well, but I know Bernardo Kastrup quite well. I've read Bernardo Kastrup. Well, no, I haven't read. I'm starting to read. I'm a little bit into dreamed up reality and materialism, or why materialism is baloney, or whatever. Yeah. I'm liking his thoughts a lot so far. They echo a lot of intuitions that I've had, but... Ooh.
I want to give it some experimental empirical feedback. So this is work from one of my colleagues at Microtonal was work on work from memory. So one of the things that Hausher made clear is we've gone from sort of a simplistic working memory to working memory is a higher order relevance.
Ooh, I held up. Yeah, I like analytic idealism quite a lot so far from what I've been reading and listening to about it. I'm going to read all his books first before I have all my judgment, but generally speaking, I tend to have a more idealist philosophy lane anyways. I think I do like the idea of the hard problem of consciousness actually being more a product of just looking at the problem wrong. It's very intuitive in that sense. I think a lot of materialists won't like it. I'm not very much a materialist though, so it is what it is.
Why? Because almost all the problems on a standard IQ test are well-defined problems, like mathematical problem, problem completion where one of the answers is available and you have to choose.
Ooh, that's nice.
These are all well-defined problems.
So thank you for filling space to Destiny left. Thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Glad to be streaming more.
Well, the older people are more, the negative view as well, they're more distracted.
There we go. Oh, no, I'm gonna miss that. Ooh.
We're younger, we're fast.
Oh, no. I'm dead. Oh, no, okay, I live. We're good.
But, then Hatcher did some work, and she's even got a...
It's gonna be hard. Oh, no. Back air? Ooh, yeah, slide off back air. I saw it, but it wasn't the right... Slide off back there. Yeah.
University planet. And so what happens with
Intelligent animals evolved in different contexts. That exactly, yeah. I don't know why, like all these like computer scientists, AI people, like they're literally just like expecting consciousness to emerge from like program. Which I mean, I think a conscious emulation will, but I just think like our consciousness in particular is so peculiar to like the needs that we've evolved to have, and the strengths that we've evolved to navigate our world and approximate it in a way that has a reliable enough interpretation of everything. It just doesn't really make sense. I think it's very hopeful to just say like consciousness is just going to come from a machine. It doesn't really make sense. It's like if okay. You can argue with that for sure as a materialist. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I see both perspectives, you know. I definitely haven't ruled out any particular perspectives at all, but I would just say in general, I do tend to think of my thing with materialism, which I think it's very useful, because I mean, obviously science can predict a lot of useful things. The models that we do have are very useful, like there's a lot of value there. But my main thing with it is it's just reductions all the way down, you know, like red is not wavelengths hitting your rods and cones, which then get into your optic nerve and then send electrical signals, and then you make a feeling like, I mean, that's like a description of it, but if someone's never seen red before, or blue or yellow, and then you start telling them about the reductions, it is absolutely no substitution for the phenomenological experience of the color, you know? So that's where I really fall off for materialism. Like, I think it's got a lot of valuable predictive elements to it, you know, but it doesn't make sense, like, to try to explain phenomenological processes through that kind of thing, because by definition, the thing itself is the internal experience of the thing, rather than the actual, like, external or referential description of it, you know? The description isn't the thing, basically. So, and that goes all the way back to Hegel, you know? So, I mean, it's not really a new perspective. I mean, it goes all the way back to some of the old Vedic texts as well. It just is and that's been something I've really had to lean into a lot more as I got older, because I started out much more materialist, where I was looking for all the answers and numbers and models and such. And over time, with both music and with my voice career, like, there's nothing in the descriptions or the models outside of it that actually teach an individual the internal ability, you know? Like, our internal knowledge, our knowledge exists internally, so, like, we can't really, like, use external knowledge to create any sort of internal experience which is rendered into the context in which we actually utilize internally. So it doesn't really make sense. And I you know, that's kind of like, for me, I evolved down a path of being very material, very empirical, and then eventually, you know, I ended up hitting, I think he lives. Eventually I ended up hitting this point in my life where, you know, I got to a place where I felt like a lot of the material answers pretty much peaked and there wasn't a lot left. So I started moving a lot more spiritually, and that was a nice little. I started moving a lot more spiritually, and then, I mean, I just think that's the natural conclusion for me. I mean, there's been a couple other steps in my development there too, but spirituality for me, though, is more so, it comes from this phenomenological beauty as opposed to, you know, like some divine spiritual thing, you know? Yeah, but see, you don't get knowledge, you get words from another person. Exactly. Language is imperfect. Completely agree with that. Language is nothing more than an approximation of our internal world and the external world. But even then, our observation of the external world is limited to what we can actually do from our internal perspective. So even our very language, what we would say is an external objective observation, it's really just the external world being rendered into our internal world, and then us being forced to use language to approximate it, which I don't think is really a good capture of the external nor the internal. So, you know, that's kind of why I end up moving more towards the different forms of metaphysics, idealism, or some of the Vedic practices.
What you just mentioned reminds me of addiction.
Ooh, she'll poke.
At one point,
Ooh, nasty little jab. Just because the human mind cannot acquire new qualia over description, which is not, I think it does attack that. It's not just qualia. I mean, everything is qualia then in that case, because even our description of objects that are, like, out in nature, Like we can only know those through the acquisition of a concept, and that concept itself is qualia. So I wouldn't say 2 + 2 = 4 is qualia, right? I think that is an objective, logical, like a priori truth that we can observe and we sort of have. But I think like even the idea of those numbers and their names themselves are concepts. So they fundamentally do relate in some capacity to qualia, and that's even further out with concepts. I feel like concepts are fundamentally a human construction, and so whether it's qualia or concept, it's still fundamentally an internal process.
He's trying to bring both of those sides together.
And it's like, it doesn't really matter if we can describe it in a way that we can't actually interpret, like internally. You know what I mean? Like, what's the actual function of that? I mean, to predict external material, yes, that's a good function. To build things which are reliable, yes, that's a good external function. But when we're operating outside of other machines or other things living in the external, like medicine, for example, and its effect on the body, or like how we get to the moon, when we live outside of that, all of our knowledge and our concepts and our experience and quality is internal. So it just sort of feels like the materialist stuff always has like a fundamental limitation in that regard.
Friends and colleagues with Mark Lewis, who's one of the premier neuroscientists and cognitive scientists doing work on addiction. And he's doing it. He did it also from the inside, because he was also himself.
I like Strive. Yeah, it's cool.
And you're always an addict in concept. So if you want to read,
I'd like to learn it sometime. I haven't really played Strive though. At least religious people will say they believe in God. Yeah, I can see. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in religion which has an interesting overlap to idealism or more like metaphysical interpretations of reality, which position consciousness or sort of phenomenology as like the central. I'm gonna be honest, I'm way too dumb and too educated. Oh, thanks, Salt.
There's some truth to it, but hopefully there's
basically, yeah, I mean, feel free to ask any questions too, but I don't think it's too intelligent or whatever, where it takes a big brain. It just takes a little bit of prior knowledge. Pretty intuitive, most of it. Ooh. Uh-oh. Have jump. Ooh, that was a nice power shield. Welcome. Have you ever thought about streaming on Twitch? Yeah, I used to. I still might. I'd like to do dual streams and stuff. It's just I have more people following me on YouTube compared to Twitch, so it's just I kind of have a bigger audience on YouTube. I'm not sure though, because obviously people who are watching Melee or like looking to watch video game streaming, they'll be like looking in the category on there. Woo! Okay. Let's see here. I'm confused. Doesn't language describe the material world perfectly? No, not at all. Absolutely not. There's all sorts of things that, like for example, when we talk about sadness, what is Pedro? What is sadness? Right? What is that experience? It's not a visual experience of someone crying, or it's not. It's not a measurement in our brain, right? Like sadness is an internal experience that we have. Oh, I misread it? Okay, gotcha. Sorry. My eyes are glancing over quick. Sippy? What is happening? We're playing Melee? Yes, we're playing Melee. We're listening to a podcast on philosophy and then we're ADHDing. Oops, that was a bad landing. I held down there. I shouldn't have did that at all.
So instead, Mark proposes a learning model of addiction. And it goes like, and he calls it reciprocal marrying. It goes like this. So I use alcohol just because I can presume that most people are familiar with that in
I'll try to read that comment in a second, then, the one I misread, but it's hard to get your eyes off Melee when you're in the middle of it. Very enjoyable experience. I'm really glad that you all enjoy it. Hell yeah. Ooh, that was laggy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Giant lag spike. Damn. That was crazy. Okay. They gave me no G's. That was them, not me. Joe Bro. Another fox?
Right? And I've lost the ability to manipulate and get to alternatives.
ADHD's going hard.
So now I'm more stressed. So I'm going to drink more alcohol, and I'm going to reduce my cognitive flexibility even more.
Shield pressure? Ooh, shield pressure. Oh, damn it. Okay. I'm going to say, we almost got that shield break. I shouldn't have held down there. Same deal.
Arena relationship. Our agency is always co-defined.
Welcome, Hungry Ghost.
How we turn the world into an arena for action.
Welcome, Science.
The type of agency you're assuming. And so what happens is your agency is shrinking.
Yeah.
And the world's optionality is shrinking until the world can't
Oh, no,
be
no, no,
any
no, I need to get
other
out
than
of
it is
that.
right now, and you can't be any other than you are right now, and that's when you're addicted.
Oh, nice, you
That's
said it
addiction.
correct.
And this fits the data way, way better. Like governments
Oh,
don't like this
okay.
because the kind of changes you have to bring aren't
Oh, that was
changes
that was a bummer. I could have did so many other things than what I did there.
right? So,
Same with that.
literally having lunch with
Uh-oh. Spaghetti?
I've done a lot of work on
By the way, you're not religious? Yeah, me either. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how you define religious. I'm not organized religion.
But if there's reciprocal
I would say that I have
isn't there reciprocal
a sense
opening?
of spirituality that fulfills me, I'd say, in the same way that religious spirituality fulfills people. But for me, it's kind of spirituality really derived from sensation and the creation of things. So, or just like alignment with like the universe itself. I feel like spirituality is very important, and I feel like there's a reason why. Oh, that was bad. I should have side B'd. I feel like as a melee player, I just learned about this new tech, old spice. Yeah, that's funny.
So I reciprocally open. And Plato, I think, rightly describes that as love. He thinks of it as eros, but Socratic eros is very different than our meaning of eros. I'll put that aside. Let's just say it's love for now. Well, why might that be the case? Well, if you look at the work of Aaron, that's a last name, not a first.
You discovered Paranormal last week, and it blew your mind. Microtonal's awesome. It sounds like a dream. Microtonal fever dream. I'm so glad that you liked it. No music? Yeah, I'm gonna play music. I've got my piano ready to go and everything. At some point, we're gonna play. Just getting my hands warmed up with some melee.
Opening up a bit about me. First of all, I start to see you better, and you start to see me better.
I've even got the piano cam overhead too. So when we do switch to music, I've got the whole turn around back there. Oh no. I just think that there's something I don't know how someone wants to describe it. God, divine, whatever, everything, the monody, the monism of the universe. I don't know, but there's just something about I feel personally a lot of my spirituality comes from this idea of compounding the universe in creation. I feel like so much of the universe is just constantly rippling, changing, creating, evolving, permutating, breaking, etc. And I feel that's really kind of similar to the creative process. And so that whole process of me making things, whether it's thoughts, ideas, sharing, coming up, thinking, it just all feels very aligned with the universe itself. So it feels very much like alignment with something a lot bigger. Have you ever studied metal music? I was in a metal band for years, yeah. I was in a progressive metal band. We toured, put out several albums, and we were signed. So yeah, I'm very familiar with metal. I've written a lot of it.
Opening and the love and the anagoge, I think, all converge in sort of a coherent manner. And I think reciprocal opening is also what's happening in therapy.
This person doesn't really approach very much. I feel like I've just been approaching them all game. I could be wrong, but it just feels that way.
There's almost nothing for them. What the therapist does is take them through.
What's the band? Sirens.
Until they get to be a different person living in a different kind of world that is now viable. They want to be that person over there living in that world, but they don't know how to get there. Because they don't have the religious tradition that
what did he play? Drums, and I wrote all the music.
Reciprocal opening.
My neck hurts. I'm gonna turn my air conditioner on.
I hope that answers your question.
What's your favorite EDO tuning? I don't know what you mean. What's my favorite EDO? I like different ones for different purposes. I wouldn't say I have a favorite. I mean, I'd say I most often play in 31, but that's just because I think it has the. Am I still in the band? No. I mean, technically we went on hiatus and never went off hiatus, so there's a chance. But I'm planning on creating a new metal project once I get a just intonated metal guitar. I want to get a just intonated 7-string, and then I want to make a project called Hive Mind Consensus Protocol. I have written some demos for it. It'll be metal and just intonation. Really, really experimental stuff that's like way out there. But no, I played drums and I wrote pretty much all the music and wrote a lot of lyrics. I produced it and stuff along with my friend Joey. We were together for several years.
You'll also get 20% off annual premium subscription. Try 4 of the lessons. Don't stop before 4. And I think you'll be surprised that
Ooh, good jab. First time catching you live? Thanks for being here. It means a lot. Ooh.
Is synonymous in many religions, especially Christianity.
This person's gonna get fucked up trying to do that little shine.
And your theory has mind at large, which is similar to that. So is there any link between reciprocal opening and mind at large. And then we're going to get to religion without a religion, or what do we do to solve our current meaning?
Well, let me start by saying what John just said makes all kinds of sense to me from first-person experience perspective. This idea of
Ooh, nasty. Ooh, nasty.
More than you
Watch this little. I'm gonna do a wave dash jab here.
All kinds of sense.
Never mind. Back here. That's it.
It's a
Bye
very
bye.
hard act to follow.
Have you heard Gorguts? Yeah.
After that,
I wouldn't really say it's too avant-garde or anything, but
but
it's just pretty typical metal stuff. There's like, I don't know, maybe I have a different, standard for avant-garde stuff. Like I gotta hear some super weird shit that like makes me hear new sounds I've never heard before. What are you listening to in the background? I'm listening to a conversation with Kurt Jaimungal involving Bernardo Kastrup and some computer science or some materialist. I think his name's like Verdeki or something like that. It's a conversation about analytical idealism versus materialism, and it's a follow-up. It's a 4-hour-long podcast, follow-up of a 3.5-hour podcast that they did a little bit before this one.
Expansion is accelerating, so there is this other thing we call dark energy right now. It seems to have the opposite effect. To deny that what we call evil is also part of nature would be naive, I think. And I think it's not only naive, it's dangerous because it has led to a sort of an extreme to spiritualize reality.
You find Kastrup's interviews better than his books for the most part? Cool. I'm like 30 pages into Dreamed Up Reality, so I'll let you know how I feel about it after. I got all his books though, a bunch of other books too, but I've been reading a lot lately, like a lot. So
abstractions.
I finished a whole book in one sitting yesterday, or not yesterday, like last week. And then I did a lot of reading today too. Today I read a lot of Bertrand Russell's Problems in Philosophy. I think it was from 1913. He published it in the first half of his career. I read a little bit of that in the doctor's office today. Well, not a little bit. I read quite a bit, but yeah. Kurt Jaimungal. Yeah, Theories Everything.
To renew. So this is all soul.
I'm really excited. I got Douglas Hofstadter's Surfaces and Essences book, and then I also got Strange Loop. I hadn't read that one. I have read Gödel Escher Bach, so I'm familiar with his writing, but a friend of mine really recommended Surfaces and Essences, so I got that. And then I've heard of I Am a Strange Loop, I'm a Strange Loop before, so I'm trying to get through that. I want to see what that one's all about, because I've definitely heard it multiple times. The stream was unexpected, but totally welcome. Thanks, I'm glad you like it. Oh, laggy. I hope that's not me lagging.
To this day, our culture seems to have this.
So I used to lag on Melee, but I'm on a wired connection now. I was playing wireless for a couple of days in a row. So caught off guard by the channel because I subbed because of funny chord streaming in Melee. Yeah. Melee. I would say this channel is about Melee music, Melee, aesthetic philosophy.
We close our eyes to the soul side of ourselves.
Music composition, music philosophy, all that jazz. There we go.
Aspect of ourselves.
Hope your convalescing nice after the doctors. Yep, super nice. I just had to get my blood drawn. Just a little checkup thing. Let's see. I hate getting my blood drawn. Actually, it's so sad. The doctor forgot to get a urine sample, unfortunately. So now I have to go back on Friday and get a urine sample for it. Kind of sucks. Just because it's going to take an extra hour out of my day on Friday, which I was not intending to put there. Oh, okay. Hi, welcome. Gamer Girl Arc? That arc's a long time ago. I play games less now than I used to. I used to be a sponsored Halo 2 player. I was also a top player in Chaos Theory. Some other games too that I've been very good at. I've always been a competitive game player. Ooh. I played Brood War for like 20 years. I still play it from time to time. I'll probably do a Brood War stream at some point. Oh, that's bad. I need to not. I've just been trying to practice my double laser from the ledge because I never used to do it.
That's where
I'm trying to get the late
single
one.
unrest comes from.
The one that's
That's
like
where all the
pretty
crap,
decent.
all the shit that
I feel like when I play against
comes from.
Falcos, they do it. It fucks me up
And
every
that's
time.
why we become unable to deal with it with maturity. It's because we've become
Yeah, it's the
unable
worst. I know they were
see that
supposed
in
to.
ourselves,
1v1 you Zerg
empathize
versus Zerg?
with
Sure,
that,
I would.
and
I put
therefore
$100 on it.
subtle, nuanced
I'll money match you.
approach to how we deal with the
Like I said, I
mature
played Brew War forever.
to how we deal with the dark side, how we deal with the evil forces.
Ooh.
We are totally
Oh my gosh.
innocent about how to deal with it because we are so focused.
You think I can just get
on
auto canceled back
love
here?
as opposed
Nope,
to,
no, 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 no.
to the dark energy. We are so
I'm dead.
focused
Oh,
on
oh, that feels
air
bad.
and clouds and light and
Uh-oh.
abstraction as opposed to the humid, dark,
I tried to get a
crazy
DI mix up there.
round of our being.
I think that would've killed.
And it is lack of
Double,
sophistication.
yeah, I know. It's so good, but I'm not good at doing the late. The double laser late. There we go.
To have
Alright, one more
empathy
chance.
and to understand
Will we get the clutch?
the other side. And if you cannot understand
Yeah, there's the
other
opening.
side, you don't agree,
No, 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 no.
give it free reign. You know what I'm
Ooh, I
saying?
called the. I meant to short hop. I would have called that. I would have called out that jump to the side flat. Ooh. Rip. Did you play any? Yeah, not any pro StarCraft stuff, but I played a lot of or I made a lot of games that became like fairly popular maps. I'd like to show one on stream. One map I spent a long time on. It'd be cool to play that on stream because it's still pretty active. Ooh.
Not telling it the following words. I see you.
See, I'm really bad at the late double laser. I'm just trying to practice it. So if you see me going for it a lot, it's because I actually never do it. I normally do some other bad option off the ledge, but I'm trying to get better at it because I think it's a good tool. Are you into weird rhythm as much as weird harmony? Yeah, of course. I'm into music. I'm into literally every aspect of music that can possibly be considered. Texture, timbre, rhythm, harmony, melody, just everything. On my server, my music server, you know, I posted a lot of different weird rhythms and all that kind of stuff. Different philosophy, all of it. Ooh.
Is immature and dangerous. So,
God damn it.
with the same conviction that I would say yes,
I feel like this person doesn't really approach. I feel like I'm just approaching and getting punished over and over, which is kind of really annoying. See, look, this guy doesn't approach. He just dash attacked me because he thought I was going to approach him.
And it's intrinsic.
Okay, he approached me there. Do you have any tips for someone trying to do music theory on their own? Yeah, just play notes and listen to them and tell yourself what you think sounds good. Are you listening to a video, playing Smash, and talking to chatter at the same time? Or are you actually following the video? Yes, I am. How? I don't know. It's just this is a state I live in.
To not grant it the right to exist is a very mature, very dangerous move.
My melee is definitely suffering because I'm talking to chat though, but it's worth it.
Popular move. I mean, you run the risk of being culture cancelled very swiftly if you say what I just said. Now, why do I say that? Because I don't give a damn. Culture cancelled. You know, I don't need any more of this. You know, recognition from the outside. It's fine, whatever way it goes. But I think it's very dangerous. It's a degree of psychological.
You should stream more often. You have a lot of stuff. I'm gonna try to start streaming more. I just gotta get the stream to work right. The last couple times I streamed, my shit was freezing and going astray, and that kind of ruined the fun of it. So if I can get my stream to be consistently working, then I'll stream more. So far, it's working well. Ooh.
See its point of view, the goals of quality.
Ooh, that was bad.
What does it mean? How
Okay.
can you practically do it?
Let's just go
that it
next.
exists, recognize how it feels. Before you rush to judgment and you say, well, my shadow side is
This
wrong.
guy's gonna go up. I knew
Fine,
it.
you will get there. But
It's the same recovery he's done 3 times in a row.
I was speaking metaphorically because there's no other way to speak about it. First, look at it and say, I see you. You exist in me. And it is okay that you exist in me. I'm not going to try to weed you out of your head.
Do you have any Tableau players in the Discord? No, but I have a Tableau player that lives right next door. She's incredible. She's one of the best. She's one of the best percussionists I've ever met.
I am not a cognitive. I can process things in a way that you cannot.
Ooh.
And I will not give you free rein.
Yeah, she's really good.
And even to the degree that is safe and conducive to health and harmony, you may even throw some breadcrumbs to it every now and then. indulge your shadow
I thought I was gonna
side
grab
in a
lunch.
safe
Do you have any tips for
control.
music theory? Just
So it can also
start
express itself
playing sounds and
maybe.
listening to them, and then determining if you like the way it sounds or not. That's literally it.
Not only do I
That's what I'd
know,
say. And then
I
for
do
music
brain
theory,
that
I would
exist.
recommend.
I don't even recognize that you exist.
I mean,
That's why
it's
it's
just
going
a
through
huge
their
question.
mind.
What do you want to make? Like, what are you interested in? What's your goal, right? Like, I would give completely different advice for every single human being, because every person comes in with a different goal and a different experience base of knowledge, and it's just, yeah, it's kind of impossible to be like, this is what everybody should go do if they want to learn music, other than just go make music and listen to it and figure out what you like. But if you want like actual, like, what material should you read, what theory should you practice, what etc., then it's just going to entirely depend on what you're trying to do and accomplish. I found it very helpful to go through the last like several thousand years of music history and music theory, or really the last 1,000 years of Western history when I first started. And then that gave me a nice base, and then from there I went outside of all that and just kind of went my own way. The goal should be to go your own way, really, when it comes to music, as long as that way is conducive for you to grow. But you have to get the right kind of orientation to the medium based on what kind of function you're looking for or goal you're looking for. We might need moderators in chat one of these days. Yeah, possibly.
And the moment you see this, you may think, oh, I don't want to.
Is there something? Did someone say something in chat I need to get rid of or something? Or are you just saying preemptive to that? I haven't read every comment, so there might be some weirdness going on in chat. Oh.
And that same kindness then just gets extended to the world.
That was bad.
That ability. And I think when people have this ability, they've gone through enough shit that they know that things are never quite black and white. That behind that evil, there is something you share. You see, to understand
Do I have to ban someone?
doesn't mean that you need to agree.
Oh, gotcha.
To understand an evil act doesn't mean that you condone it. But we've come to associate
I tried to spot dodge that. Kind of hard too.
And this is a
Ooh, oh god, this is awkward. This is awkward. We both just stood there. Back air? I was trying to get DI mixed up.
Austrians from Austrian villages, what motivated them to join the SS. I can understand.
Is John Williams a hack? No, I don't think so. I think he's a composer. I don't think he's like the most visionary composer in the universe, but I don't think he has to. I think he does John Williams, and that's his thing that he does, and that's obviously very well received. Good. My alien question is weird. Is weird as weird. Thank you. I appreciate that. Is John Williams a hack? I want to understand how people use video game music. Hold on, I'll read that in a second.
First of all,
I just need to get a good start here.
yeah, I agree
Ooh, that was bad.
Pure airy spirituality. I try to make the case that the very same processes that make us adaptive and intelligent also make us permanently susceptible to self-deception. You can't extricate one from another. The heuristics that allow us
I try to turn around jab.
I
missed that.
the same heuristics that buy us
Ooh, you like that wave dash out of shield? I've been trying to work on my out of shield option there, particularly in that kind of situation. I'll just do that again. You couldn't even notice John Williams' score, and it was that unnoticeable. Well, I mean, I just think, I think when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's just like, I think he, generally, from what I've heard from him, he does a great job composing for the piece, you know? And that's really the goal of all, that's a big part of film and video game in general, is just really fitting, trying to become part of it, you know? As opposed to like, I'm a composer, listen to my awesome music. It's got to be like, to serve the function of the form, you know?
No matter what domain you're in, you can fall prey to self-deceptive, self-destructive behavior. And that's what a domain is. And I think that actually lines up with...
Oh, that was really bad. This is the most ADHD stream layout I've ever seen. I love it. Thanks. Yeah, that's honestly true. So, I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was 12 years old. They pulled me out of class because I was starting to fall behind in 7th grade. But like my teachers were like generally impressed with my like overall capabilities, but I was just flunking out of everything. So they like did some tests on me and stuff when I was in 7th grade. That's when I got diagnosed with ADHD. I didn't think it was real for a long time. They tried to put me on medication when I was a kid, but I told them it was a pyramid pill scheme to try to sterilize my personality. So that was maybe a bad choice, but it's alright.
And the idea,
I managed
that
to
the Tao
to survive.
is disclosed, you all know the famous yin yang, and people don't, notice that there's a little dot, black within the white, and the white within the black, and the line between them is really.
Well, I thought that because like there was a kid in my grade that was also on those medication they were trying to give for ADHD, and I just like felt like he was a really colorful kid in like 2nd grade, and then he just became kind of like a robot, and like I think that he's on too high a dose, maybe, I don't know, but it just kind of tainted my perspective on it as a kid, and I was very sensitive to being chemically sterilized, like my brain being sterilized, because I felt like I had a different perspective. So I just kept it. I just stayed that way. But it would have helped me a lot. Like I graduated high school with like a 1.8 GPA, 1.6. It was really garbage, and it was just because of really that. So. But life goes on. I did great in college, so who cares?
There's a kind of love that is not trying to exclude the shadow. There is even the reciprocal opening to the shadow. And I want to point out something else right on this look of contradiction. Now, Bernardo was
okay. Oh, this is a close one. This is a close one. This is the best match I've had with this guy so far. I think I'm dead though. Maybe not. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Straight ahead. Shield drop back air. That's it. That's it. He's got to get one more. One more. Oh no! Oh god, I think I'm gonna die. I just feel bad about this. Oh, ooh! How about that one? Gnarly. I think most people would turn into a drone from Mez. Oh, nice Falcon punch. I kind of like that.
So internal family systems
smooth. Oh, oh no, that was bad laser. That was bad laser.
So
I can't laser like that. It has to be a high laser if I plan to do it like that.
I have a part of me that
oh no, oh no.
Feels threatened by overwhelming experience. It's kind of like it wants to smash.
I thought they would roll.
Sort of smashes things. It wants to sort of, just disrupt whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I had a super bad day. Like, it wasn't very hard for them to check. And this was in like the early 2000s. I was like in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't like, you know, really even that, well, people weren't even that aware of it really, and they just fluffed me out and got me. Don't panic. Remember your training. Stay calm. Oh, that's a Falco quote, isn't it? I love Star Fox 64. That was one of my favorite games. I used to do high score runs of that instead of speed runs, because you can't really do speed runs on it. But high score runs are really cool in that game, because like depending on how you get through the thing, you'll get like different amount combos. So like if you do like charged unlock shots and stuff, because usually you do charged lock shots. So if you when you do speed running, you're supposed to do like charged unlock shots and then like combos and shit, and then it's really cool. It's a really cool game to play as like a high school.
I even offered my part when I started to run. I said, hey, why don't we just sort of do almost the next Tai Chi internally? And it starts to get into this framing.
Ooh, okay.
It starts to think, oh wait, I can discharge this function but in more sort of finesse.
Street Fighter 64 is GOAT. This person keeps taunting, even though I think we're even.
And what happens is the wanting impulsive aspect of this that's confusing urgency and intensity with legitimacy, it starts to become less confused. It starts to realize, oh wait, I can meet the goal. First of all, the goal is
ooh, I'm dead.
And I can meet the goal by, doing this other thing. And it's a process of basically internal dialogue. Sometimes you're imagining the part and you're talking to it. Sometimes it's like a direct just intuition. Sometimes you get.
I think if I ever got back, I'd be a Luigi main. Luigi's cool. I like his wave dash a lot. This guy kind of mixed me up. Switch into the Falcon after the Fox.
Which is you feel an inner conflict, and what you do is you move between the chairs. This part. Go to that part, take its perspective, take its identity, say what it wants to say. Now go to this other part, take its perspective, and I've done this, I've done emotion focused therapy with and what happens is people start talking to each other, they start realizing that they're very but what happens, the point I'm making is what's happening is a revolution right now within psychotherapeutic world. All these independent minds of convergence.
I should not attack them place.
Dialogue. being an effective
I shouldn't have teched in place again.
One of the things that's helped is
That's done.
the young was too
Why
tied
is this guy
to
taunt every stock? He didn't do that with his fox.
And there's a wide variation, including no capacity for visual imagery in the population. You have at least 5 to 10% of people that can't do visual imagery. So active imagination is not available to them. So what's happened is people have tried to say, well, can we save the baby from the bathwater?
I'm dead.
And can we use other forms? And they've moved into more discourse, dialogic ways of carrying on these inner dialogues. It's sort of, we're starting gaining a lot of traction.
Hypothetically speaking, assuming an infinite amount of time put in infinite tech, could Kirby ever be? I think he's viable right now. Low-key.
Because it's very clear that with
Alright, I tuned out. Those guys, yeah, I tuned out.
And then they were doing it between each other in philosophia, and then they were doing it contemplatively with reality, and they were coordinating the two together. And I feel like, and this is just an intuition, so don't give it too much, but I feel what these different
Alright, I'll play music after this.
sort of all of a sudden converge towards each other.
I thought Halo 1 was the best game ever.
Give us a very powerful kind of way notice what
Halo 2 is better than Halo 1, I'd say. Halo 1 is probably the second best in the Halo series. After Halo 1, or after Halo 2, sorry. I think it's Halo 2, Halo 1,
all of that is also still
Halo 3.
But I think not the spiritualized, it's the ability, like you say, there's a love, like it's like what Plato talks about in I'm not trying to destroy the shadow, I'm also not condoning it. I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to open it up.
Got him a nice little wave dash, wave land backer. Okay, let's just get the game over with. Alright, I'm gonna play some music now. You had to mod your ability to play Xbox. I'll say GG's, and that was fun and well played. Have a good day. Alright, let's see. Let me fix my stream now for piano.
Man, do they become religious for people almost automatically?
Okay, and then I'll tune that out now. Ooh. Okay, let's see. So there's the melee streams there. I'll shrink myself a little bit as well. We should be good. Let's see. Let me just fix my skirt a little bit. I'm also going to take my glasses off. Actually, wait, I can't see when I do that. Darn it. Let me move my OBS over here really quick too. There we go. What streaming program? OBS. That's like what everybody uses. Okay. Dress is really pretty. Thank you. We can all hear that, right? Is it loud enough? Not to spam, but I'm curious about learning about video games music. What do you mean? I mean, I don't know what you mean by how people do the thing to do the thing. You just sort of do it, you know? That's kind of the reality of all things. Of course, there's infrastructure to help you understand what you need to know in order to articulate the thing. About video game music. Sorry, your thing was covered up. It's just composition and thinking about how the composition can work into the thing. There are lots of theoretical books and analyses of Peepo Turkey, gobble gobble, Peepo Turkeys in chat. There are lots of different books on theory and composition about film and video games and stuff like that. They tend to cover more, they sort of analyze common works, common harmonic language. Favorite video game soundtrack? Probably Diablo 2. The Diablo 2 soundtrack is probably my favorite. Or StarCraft Brood War soundtrack. Or Matt Uelmen, that's Diablo. Or Matt, what's his name? No, Hogue? Ben Hogue, I think. Matt Hogue. He did the soundtrack for Arcanum. Steamworks Magic Obscura. It's a string quartet the whole way through. It's so good. Where's the Lumitone at? It's right here. I can play some, but I don't have it on camera, so it's not like wait. Oh no, I just fucked something up. I just unplugged something when that just broke something. See, that's why I didn't have it. Hold on. I think I just broke something. That's why I wasn't trying to get the Lumitone out just now, because it's not set up for stream. Yeah, I just broke my Melee adapter, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Yeah, I guess I have to get a new Melee. I literally think I broke the actual adapter itself doing that. So that's really bad news, bears. I don't think I have to reconnect it. I literally think it's broken. I'm pretty sure I just crushed the USB port. Or maybe I broke my computer's USB port. That was bad. That's why I wasn't trying to get the Lumitone out. God damn it. I don't really know what that's all about. Well, that's why I don't have the Lumitone out, okay? Whoever said that, that's not very cool. Sorry about that. Not your fault. My fault. It is the end of the every time. You can't tell me something. Sorry. You don't understand. I have what are they called? I don't know how to describe them. Tantrums. I have it's not a thing I intentionally do, and I'm aware of them. I just have meltdowns throughout the day. Little things like for example, certain fabrics and textures on my skin, they make me melt down. The other day I had a thing where I was supposed to tell someone I needed to do something at a later time, but I felt bad about that, so it literally locked my whole day up for like 45 minutes, and I just sat there on set trying to film videos and melting down, and I'm not very good at being flexible. When a thing doesn't work the way I expected it to, I sort of just shut down and kind of just, I don't know how to describe it. It's not very good. I'm aware of it. It's been happening my whole life, but it's just, yeah. Towards a new adapter. Thank you, Vincenzo. I really appreciate that. That's really, really sweet. Thank you. Still A411? No, I wish. I'm currently doing output from this instrument, so I can't control the diapason. I want that to be the case, though. In fact, I might do... I'm closer to it now. But it's not quite right. It needs to be down like 18 more cents. Because it doesn't sound right down... I'm probably at like 422 right now or something. What's the synth behind you? Which one? I've got like 10 synthesizers behind me. I have the Pulsar, the Sequential Prophet, Rev 2, the Octatrack, Digitact. I have the Mono Machine, the Tasty Chips GR1, GR2, whatever it is. Another Pulsar, 2 Lyras, a Prologue back there. That's behind me. I love the Lyra too. It's one of my favorite synthesizers that I have. The Pulsar is incredible. If you're tempted, pull the trigger because it's super, super amazing. I would use it a lot more, but I just don't have the right playing setup. I actually just consulted with like a custom studio building company literally just yesterday with my assistant, and we are going to try to figure out something. I think they're going to maybe build me a custom desk, custom instrument stands and everything so that I can have access to all my instruments and have them filmed in a good way, because right now I have way too many instruments and I can't access them all, and by the time I try to get one set up for a thing, then I'm like, then it's on, it's wrong, you know. So I think I'm going to try to figure out. I've tried a ton of different instrument stands over the years, but they just don't work. Do you still like your Osmos? Yeah, I love it. I use it for, well, right now it's a music stand, but I use it for a lot of different purposes that are mostly 12 adjacent. I don't really think of it as a microtonal instrument, but it can do some cool microtonal stuff too. How do you feel about using microtonal systems as 19 or 31 I mean, I feel great about it. Yeah. Why wouldn't I? Mean, I've made plenty of music in those styles. There's a whole neo-soul, drum and bass, like pop, electro house. I don't know. There's lots of music I've made in those things. Yeah. The only reason I'm not playing in a microtonal system right now is because the vertical camera is right here and my piano's right here. The vast majority of where can you find my music on this YouTube channel or at my Bandcamp? Her mode tuning is not even, it's really not that significant. It's just like a well-tuned 12. So no, I don't really have any intentions to play with that. What do you think about the chords? I don't. It's instinctive. It has to be, otherwise it won't work. I thought about them for years and over a decade and a half before I could do it all, just fluid. So I think you have to think about it at some point. But at some point you have to let it go. And you have to understand the phenomenology of it. If you have too many cents, I'll take some. Nah, I'm a music hoarder. How many other instruments can you play? A lot. I can play a lot of different instruments, but I'm most comfortable with piano and percussion. Why is the piano tuned down a half step? Well, I like to actually play the piano tuned down a half step in 18 cents, which is about 411 hertz as an A reference. I'm tuned down a half step right now because I have direct out coming from the synth, or coming from the Nord, and I can't get the rest of the remaining 20 cents that I need to down tune it for my preferred sound. So I'm just a step down because that's closest to my preferred sound, but I can't actually get it right now. So what was this? Is it just, why is it, what was the question I saw? Oh, do you have perfect pitch? That's what it was. No, I do not have perfect pitch. If I had perfect pitch, this instrument would probably be sounding so that this is an A instead of a G sharp right now. I do not have perfect pitch at all. But I've got some crazy relative pitch that most individuals don't have, so. I have Gestalt hearing. That's what I've trained to focus on. I have relative cluster group spectral hearing, which I think is a lot more useful generally. How does one gain the ability to seamlessly play over changes like you do? Well, I don't really, it just, spend a lot of time practicing. Learn harmony, learn melody, learn what sounds good as a gestalt, learn diagonals, learn horizontals, learn verticals, learn diagonals, learn verticals to verticals, and then that will show you functional diagonals and then also unfunctional diagonals. Improvise with a drone. Practice with a drone. What holds people back who think about what they're doing harmonically versus a more instinctual approach? Well, you can't think as fast as you can feel. It's just that simple. It comes back to the difference between what we were talking about earlier, about materialism versus idealism, or let's say prioritizing descriptions or expression of phenomenology over a description of the thing, or I should say the direct experience of phenomenology versus a description of it. So for example, a major 7 chord isn't the concept of the major 7 chord, or at least it shouldn't be. When you teach it, of course it has to be, because that's how you transfer the description of the thing to another party. But the major 7, it's a sound, it's an experience, it's a feeling, it's a state and sense, and that can never happen. You can never think as fast as you sense and feel. It's just not really possible. Your conscious thought doesn't occur that quickly. For example, if I were to flash a color on the screen right now, and then I were to ask you each time, what color is this? Boom, and I flashed it, right? You would have to process and figure out what color it is, even if you knew them all. If I flashed red on the screen, so what color is that? It's going to take you like a second to say red, or to, really put that into the semantic thing that's expressing and mapped onto that meaning that you have as a verbal idea. But you're going to sense it instantly. So it's like our ability to sense is so much faster. It's not bound by the same problems that thinking is bound by. And of course, we learn how to sense and gain that quick perspective by thinking at first, right? We have to think. Thinking allows us to organize our interactions so that when we're thinking, as we're developing, we can show ourselves all these different sounds in such a way that will then encode them so that we can recall them through sense very quickly. That to me, that's really the function of music theory. It's not to be theoretical about music. Music theory to me is nothing more than a description set that allows us to understand and engage with the sensory experiences in a more organized way. And so we use that to organize with those sensory experiences, and then after we've interacted with them a lot, then it's not about those things anymore. It's about what they tried to transfer, and that's the difference between people who are sensing and thinking harmony versus sensing harmony versus thinking it. We use thinking to allow us to develop our perceptions, to organize it, to interpret it, to select it. But ultimately, when we're in the experience itself, it has to be reactive. It has to be direct. And you simply can't have direct interaction through thought in the same way that you can through feel and sense. Are you a self-learner? Do you have a teacher? I have many teachers early on, but I'm a self-learner pretty much through and through. I taught myself music theory. I combed through all of our music history and Western thought and music theory before I got into university, but I did study music composition, and I have a degree in music theory and music composition. So, and I've continued my own independent studies long after all of that and during all of that. I've always been a self-teacher or an autodidact, and I will remain that way till I perish on this earth. Is it then better to play what seems best in the moment rather than trying to be so cerebral about it? You can't be cerebral about it and play what you want. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not possible. I've tried it, so I'm trying to teach the lessons that I had to learn very on a hard way. You cannot be cerebral and play what you want to play. You have to be intuitive and direct in order to play what you want to play for real. However, chances are, if you can't play what you want to play intuitively, then you lack the coordination, you lack the connection and the orientation against the medium to support that pattern of expression that you ultimately are wanting, right? And so that's where music theory, that's where practice, that's where getting into the practice room and focusing for a long period of time comes in. It's the goal of practice is to enable you and equip you with the capacity of expression that you need so that then you can be intuitive and you can go quickly. That's what it's there for. Don't tell me what to do, Super Bowl boy, or I'll ban you. I'm not a jukebox. I'll play when I want to play. I'll play melee when I want to play. I'll talk when I want to talk. I'll do whatever I want to do because it's my stream. And that's that. That's why I don't take requests, Oh, you meant to that person to play more, to practice. Yeah, I agree with you then. I see what you mean. I was just laying that foundation down. There will be some times where I invite people to do requests, but generally speaking, I don't do any requests. I just vibe. Reminds me a lot of visual art practice. The technical stuff is the ways you teach out. Exactly, that's what it's all about. Same with voice training. So many people try to do voice training and they try to learn certain concepts and techniques, but all that stuff it's a nothing burger. That comes back to what I was talking about with the materialist versus idealist perspective, right? It's like Those things are descriptions of a phenomenological experience, which is fundamentally contained and restricted to your internal experience, you know? And so that's the same thing with visual art. What you need to know is not some knowledge or information out there in the universe. It's you need to know internally what you want and how to see and how to orient against the medium to get what you want from it. And so we use education, we use description to help expedite that process, but fundamentally it is an internal process, and nothing can really bypass that fact that it is internal. How old were you when you started learning music? I was about 14 or 15 years old. I started kind of later compared to a lot of people who are maybe on a higher level. ABRS and grade exams, I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know. If shine combos are 251, oh, shine bears. What is shine bear? Shine bear would sound like this. So here's a shine bear on the piano, I'd say. It needs to be brighter. I was trying to get something wider, but my hands aren't fast enough. Hold on. That's shine bear. Or maybe it's boom. Maybe I have to do it in opposite order. Maybe high then low. That's like a shine bear. Something quick. Wow, you know a crazy amount of just everything music. You've given so many awesome tips that in the last couple minutes that I'll remember my whole life. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's what I'm here for. If you'd like to support the work I'm doing, check out my music Patreon. It's a theory Discord, and it's also just, if you want to support my content creation anyways. I post a lot of my philosophy. I'm working on a music theory book right now, a music composition book, and then I'm heading off to Italy this summer to finish my treatise on overtone intonation. I was awarded the Bogliasco Fellowship. It's a very prestigious music award, so I was awarded that. It's the most prestigious thing I've ever won, and I'm going to be writing my overtone treatise while I'm there. But in the meantime, I've been working a lot on my different philosophies of music and aesthetics and such. Which I've posted some things about there. I've also been working on a harmony book for the last couple years. So before I die, assuming I don't die soon, knock on wood, I plan on releasing, books on music philosophy, music composition, harmony, just intonation, overtone harmony. I have an essay I'm almost finished with on vertically aligned objects, different harmony structures that I've discovered, all sorts of different things. And I'm also working on a voice book and a bunch of other things at the moment. I'm working on so many different books and essays. It's hard to get time, but what I do, since I have such turbo bad ADHD, as everybody saw when I was playing Melee, I go to really crowded places like bars or clubs or like places that are super dense, and then I just put my headphones on and I just work and I tune everybody out and I work on my books and essays in those environments. It's very hard for me to get enough stimulation in my own place to focus on writing instead of doing. I have a JI guitar over there. Kind of, it's a hybrid. Were you serious about dying just then? I hope I don't die soon. I mean, I was being serious that I have so much work to do before I die. I'm working on my voice book that I've been in the process for 6 years on, and it's actually in the closest state to being finished ever. It's the most organized. I mean, my philosophy on it has really solidified at this point. I feel like I've found like the fundamental truth of voice learning. So I know that sounds like a pretty crazy claim, but I've been trying to really wrap my head around it for years. And I think I've found it in a way to articulate it and express it in a very novel way that's helped all of my students, even my students that have worked with me for a long time. And it's even, really changed the game for a lot of my collaborators who are vocal pedagogues who have, master's degrees in voice and stuff. So, and, every clinician and stuff I've sent it to has been really blown away by it. So I'm very excited to publish that stuff. And then my overtone treatise will be on primodality, which is obviously my own theoretical system that I've made and a lot of people have adopted in different ways. And then my essays on vertically aligned objects, which are a new type of harmony that I've discovered that exist in all sorts of EDOs. And those, I've never heard anyone talk about those. So I've got a list of those and I'm writing on that essay. And then my music philosophy book is just purely ontology and epistemology of music and aesthetics. So it's a very fundamental, very fundamental thing. Holy shit, you played Melee? Yeah, I've been playing Melee for a while. I played some early in the stream. I'll probably try to play more, but I have to fix the controller because I pulled my Lumitone out and I think the thing hit my USB thing, so it maybe broke it. Hopefully the adapter works. It didn't. It seems like it maybe broke the adapter. So, do you play with viewers? Yeah, I probably would. I didn't today, but I probably would. How important is peace or calm or quiet mind before writing? That's the last thing on earth I need before I write. I tend to write music while I have a podcast on and other music playing from someone else in the background, and then I ignore that music. Silence shuts me down, so the moment I lose stimulation, I just stop. So for me, silence is not peace of mind or calm, or sort of peace or quiet. Yeah, there we quiet mind. To me, quiet mind is not peace or calm. To me, chaotic mind is peace or calm. And the more chaotic the external environment is, the more peaceful my internal experience gets and lets me focus more. So the more I have to tune out, the better I can tune in. What did Falco Pillar call sound like? I'll show you on the game here in a moment. That's the Analytical. What do you mean by diagonals? That's a stream for another time. I'll do a harmony lesson stream on that sometime soon. It's the way chords connect. So for example, just to kind of generalize it into 12, if you know 251, how the background mother chord stays the same, that's because it's a diagonal expression. The background harmony doesn't change at all. And so there's a sequence of chord qualities and root movements which imply the background mother chord stays consistent. And when we work in microtonal systems, that's very important to understand that concept. And a lot of beautiful harmony changes come from non-diagonal things, from vertical to vertical structures, which have their own implied, like, broken diagonals where the mother chord changes. And then a lot of really amazing, like for example, in 31, a subminor 2 will take you to a harmonic 5 instead of, the 2-5-1, and we think of minor, dominant, major, right? Well, in 31, you're gonna, now would be a good time to insert ads. Sure, I like money. Okay, get inserted ads. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, from X. I got about halfway through Persichetti. Yeah, I like Vincent. Oh, you didn't understand Vincent Persichetti? I feel like he's very, very clear in his writing. He's one of my favorite theorists to read early in my career. What's the best way to keep up with your essays? Join my music Patreon. I'll send a link to it if you want to join it. But otherwise, I'll try to post snippets of them as I go. I'm trying to do as much as I can. I'm trying to write. Actually, this whole week I'm technically on. It's not a vacation. It's a creation, like a staycation, But it's for creation, which is why I'm streaming right now. I'm going to write some after this as well. What type of structure is the Mario cadence? Well, that would be. What do you mean? What kind of structure is it? As triads, it's diatonic. As major seventh chords, it'll change the background harmony 3 times. So it's yeah. So it depends on how you voice the chords. If I want it to be all within the same sort of diagonal frame, then the flat 6 would not be. Well, the flat 6 could be a major 7. It could be Lydian. The flat 7 though needs to be sus, not dominant. The dominant will make the vibe not feel right because it'll break the quality, which breaks the overall vertical to vertical to vertical from the Mario cadence. But then also, if I want to make it more rich and dense, I have to play sus, like so. That's just a chromatic medium punctuated with a passing chord in the middle. A passing chord that can't be dominant and tends to not be major either, so the vertical just hides itself inside the common tones, which just gives you basically a big fat sus chord. But you don't play it as sus chord usually. Do you do YouTube for a living? It's supplementary part of my income. I have a voice business that I own and operate, and then I have a much bigger YouTube channel, and then I have this YouTube channel, and then I have my Patreon and then I also sell my music, and then I also do some other side things. I have a lot of different things that I do, but YouTube is definitely part of it. YouTube is more my sort of creative platform, and where I just make stuff and share stuff and stream and whatnot. It's not really like it'd be cool if I could get, you know, a bigger income from it, because then I could do less of my other stuff, but it's not like my core work or anything. It'd be cool though. That's kind of why I'm trying to do my music Patreon, because then I can focus a lot more on my music stuff right now, because right now my music is just a side hobby, even though it's like my sole passion, you know what I mean? Or like my not soul as in like singular, but soul as in human, my soul passion. You're doing Microtonal Genius and you play Melee. Yeah, I love Melee so much. I would like to play a little bit more Melee. I'm going to see if I can't get my adapter to work. I hope it works. And especially because if it works, then Vincent will send me 25 for a new adapter, but it works anyways. But I don't think it is working. So let me try to fix this. Because this thing, wait. Yeah, see, it just, that looks kind of bad. It just like did a thing it should have did. Wait, hold on. Oh, your GameCube controller is reading inputs at a reduced rate. You can still play, but you'll have higher input lag. Yeah, it feels like my adapter did actually break. Unironically from that thing earlier, so. Do you find music theory feels very gamey to you? No, I find gamey feels very music to me. I mean, to me, music is a sort of internal feedback loop process. It's a state transition point between the sort of internal, external, or external, internal observer relationships. And so I think of music as not really a property, or I don't really think of it as a set of properties or a thing. I think of it more of a location or a loci. And at that point, because I have such a well-developed like interaction with that state of interaction, or like that state point, that transition point, everything pretty much feels like music to me now, if it's stimulating enough. So I think that's also why so many people will often report like, oh, like, you know, this game is like jazz or whatever, because if you have a musical sensibility, then everything starts to kind of reduce back to the musical sense, regardless of what it is. Yeah, I unironically think my controller adapter for Melee broke tonight when I tried to get the Lumitone out, which is really, really cringe. That's insane. Let me see if I can't try and do this. Ugh, God, that sucks. I just need to open the Slippy. Okay, wait, there we go. So I'm gonna open this and see if I can't just. Let me try this. Game, configure. Dangzy is playing Slippy. Yeah, of course. Configure Dolphin. Let's see. Well, I was playing Slippy, but then I'm pretty sure my controller adapter broke. Someone was telling you to reset Slippy. I'll try. I don't know. It's kind of acting weirder than that. We'll see. Oh wait, you might be right actually. Wait. It looks like it all switched out. Let's see. Let's see. I'm remapping it now. It looks like some inputs are working. Hopefully it still works. Sorry, Vince, if it's working, because then I scammed you. Let's see. Left, right. But then we have more Melee if it's working. What's going on here? Playing Melee, making music, answering music theory questions, answering philosophy questions, and aesthetic questions. A sort of stream of music, Melee, memes. And there we go. Let's see if this works. I'm going to relaunch that now, and we'll see if Melee is back online. Okay, Melee is back online. How do I get it to stop holding diagonal? What's up with that? Do I just relaunch it, maybe? Hold on a second. Let me try and just relaunch it. Okay, that worked. I don't know. So, I am 5'7" and I weigh 112 pounds. It says waiting for game. My Slippy still not fully working. Oh, I'll do it this way. Playback, net play, configure Dolphin gameplay. What do you recommend for sounding more like Bill Evans? Ooh, you came to the right person to ask. I would consider myself a bit of a Bill Evans scholar. So I've transcribed a lot of his music, and all his standards I play. So let's see here. Actually, I've been enjoying this one lately. Hold on. Any Tom Waits? I'm familiar with him, but I don't know any of his music, like off rip. Okay, cool. We're back on with the melee. That's pretty cool. Poggers. I'm glad that didn't break. I thought it did, because what happened is I pulled the Lumitone shelf out, and what it did is it took the USB of the controller adapter and literally broke it and bent it. So, all right, electricity works when it's bent. Someone asked any tips for sounding like Bill Evans or playing like Bill Evans. One, rhythm. You gotta have rhythm, okay? He does this thing, which I would recommend getting your language. It's like these and triplets. So swung eighth note into these like da 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 so you got to get the upbeat into the down eighth note triplets, or down into the up eighth note triplets, which then puts you on the upbeat but then through triplets that way. Super common rhythmic device that he has, one of the most important things that he plays. Another thing is that he often voices altered dominants with 3 notes, which are just the sharp 9, and then the third, and then the flat 13. So for example, if you were to play a 2-5-1, you'd often see him do his minor chords with the 9, the 3, and the 5. So like, they'd be like D minor. He'll often play all his half diminished chords in this voicing here, which is the altered voicing, which is basically the 11 plus diminished. So if he were to play a 2-5-1 in D minor, for example, he's pretty much going to play it this way most of the time. Of course, later in life, though, by the 70s, and his first concerts in the 80s before he died, I think he died in 81 or 83. The concert at Köln is right after that he passed away. But his 2-5-1s he would often play in his earlier career in the 50s and 60s like this. So this would be like E diminished. Then he'd go to A7, And then here he would often play a miracle voicing, but that would take 2 hands. But if he was comping, he'd play, or he would often play these really small 3-note clusters that would always have a half step in them, or try to put a half step in them. So he'd play that same, this voicing here, which is this altered voicing, because this voicing technically is F sharp altered, but it's also E diminished. You also need to learn how to play drop 2, and you need to learn how to do the 6 diminished stuff. Barry Harris is a pretty good teacher of that idea, but you can also get Mark Levine's jazz piano book, or the drop 2 book, excuse me, not jazz piano book, the drop 2 book. Bill Evans did a lot of drop 2 stuff. He did a lot of George Shearing type voicings. He did a lot of, a lot of rhythm, a lot of small clustered things, a lot of... He wasn't too big on the chordal stuff until the late 70s, so you don't really have to do a lot of that to get Bill Evans sound. He was very much tertian. He has a lot of inner voice tricks that he does too, which are worth learning. Like, for example, this one, which is also a Barry Harris trick. Basically, Keshes, contrapuntal expansion of static harmony. You should learn those if you want to be a jazz pianist, okay? They're one of the more interesting things I was first brought onto when I started learning jazz piano. They show up all over the place. So learn all your Keshes. Learn all your drop 2 diminished stuff. Bill Evans was just so deeply entrenched in rootless work. You know, all jazz pianists need to learn rootless language. But, I mean, Bill Evans played in a trio, right? And he always had a bass player, and he always had some of the best and most melodic bass players. So there were certainly times where you'll see him playing roots and stuff, but he almost every chord he played was almost rootless. And he would do it in a way where he would interpret them, and he would go rootless pretty far off the chord typically. I'm also going to order Indian food here, by the way. So I have some food I want to cook, but by the time I get off stream, I don't want to cook. I just want to eat. So I'm going to get some Indian food. Yeah, what are keshes? Keshes are, I'm not sure who came up with that term. I had one teacher a long time ago who taught me that term. A kesh is a, like I said, contrapuntal expansion of static harmony. Oh yeah, Barry Harris has such a great library of old lessons on YouTube. Oh, absolutely. In 2012 or 2013, I found those. They were before they were transcribed. Like, a lot of people on YouTube now have transcribed them. But I remember when I first found those videos, I mean, I watched them day in and day out. I watched them. I couldn't, there was no transcriptions, and I could hear, after I eared out everything, and I watched everything he did, and I sat there like I was in Barry Harris's class. Would definitely recommend doing that. It's an important part of growth. But a kesh is a contrapuntal expansion of static harmony. So counterpoint, contrapuntal. Contrapuntal means basically the state of being in counterpoint, i.e. independent melodic lines gaining action against each other. So contrapuntal expansion of static harmony would mean if you have a static chord, how can you create independent melodic lines inside of that static chord, right? So it's an expansion of a static chord. So for example, yes, 100% Catherine, because it's fundamentally the same sort of phenomenological process of learning how to sense and perceive, and we use descriptive processes in music theory to try to orient and organize our perceptions and our senses, but fundamentally it's about communicating back to the internal. And so the more permeable that internal external membrane becomes, the better you'll be at learning any kind of forms of art, especially ones that are adept around sound, because it implies that you've already oriented yourself against the medium properly. That's the hardest part about teaching voice, or learning voice if you're not a voice person, is learning how to orient yourself against the voice in such a way so that all the actions will occur in a productive sense. Yeah, same meaning, but that's what, yeah, contrapuntal, I don't know, expansion's what I always heard. But basically, let's say I have a C major chord, and that C major chord's going to sit for 2 bars, right? All it means is how can you make it move? So that's a common kesh. You'll often see these ones like on round midnight. That's a more elaborate kesh. Basically, they're just singular movements of a thing. Yeah, so those are what keshes are. They're very useful to learn, but the thing is, Bill Evans and a lot of great jazz pianists, like Barry Harris, for example, they had very peculiar keshes that they had already worked out as set pieces that they use on all their chords. So for example, like this one's really common. That's mine though, so I'm not going to give anyone credit. I'm not giving anyone credit for that one except for me. That's my kesh, okay? I'm sure players have played that, of course, as 12 equal, but that's mine. Where it's like which is basically when you have like an F major or a major chord of some sorts, and you're on the 3rd, and you're gonna walk it down to like 3, 9, 7, right? And when I get to that 9, you grab the 2 diminished. Have you ever heard of horn players playing keshes? Yeah, usually they're put in the arrangement. Like for example, they show up on harmony. Like for example, I'll show you what a kesh looks like on paper. Hold on. Like I said, I quoted Round Midnight earlier. That's a good example of a kesh. A lot of players find them and put them in certain places because they create a nice, like, a parsimonious voice leading effect. What did you order? I ordered Indian food. I ordered some tikka masala and rice, which is like one of my favorite things. So I eat a lot of Indian food when I order food. Okay, so for example, you can see the kesh implied in the harmony. So of course a horn player who's reading this is going to read this in some way. Hold on, I have to move my cursor. Okay. Ooh, you can't really see that, can you? It's too small. But you have like you have E minor 7, E flat minor 7, and then E flat minor 7 over D / chord, E flat minor 7 over D flat, and then C diminished, and then A flat minor 9. That implies a kesh in the voice leading itself. So the way the chords are written, it tells the player that there's a chromatic descent occurring there. Another example of one that you can see, which is a tune I like a lot as well. Ooh, I'm gonna play this tune actually. I feel like playing this. This one doesn't have one, but I like this tune a lot. Let's see. Oh, it's a. Let's go. Trying to remember it. So that'd be like a very. Those kind of inner voice things are really, really valuable to get because they just happen on one chord, right? That's just G minor. That's all G minor, you know? It just makes it move. Two songs I've played the most recently are Danny Boy and Waltz for Debbie. I've been practicing those. Obviously, I put a thing of Danny Boy on my channel, but that's what I've been playing a lot of those. I'll play a little round of Danny Boy here, just because I've been practicing it. What do you think about graphic text? I don't really care for notation at all, really. I mean, I read notation, but it's more of a. I mean, I use notation, and I don't know. I don't really feel one way or another about notation. I feel like, once again, as I've been saying, it's a very materialist approach to trying to express the inexpressible. The whole point of music is that it's music and not words or text or, discrete objects or measurements. So I don't really like notation that much because I don't really think it has anything to do with music. It's more like a map, and we can't confuse the map for the territory. So there can be players who are very, very skilled at reading music and then interpreting that into beautiful performance. But, fundamentally, I don't really care about notation that much because it's not really the thing. It's like just a way to try to approximate or share the thing with other people. Doesn't just feel like G minor Gs. Yeah, that's kind of the goal. Well, that's the thing, is a lot of people. So this is something I meant to do a stream on this 2 weeks ago, but my thing was kind of broken. Well, you can only ever learn by ear. That's the thing. Even when you read music, you still ultimately have to learn it by ear, right? Like, I mean, I can sight read a chart and stuff, but until I really understand what that is trying to say or what that is trying to sound like, I can't really interpret it properly. And that can only be done once you hear it the way that you want to hear it or have to hear it to render the work in such a capacity. There was a question. Oh, yeah, that was a good question. There was something else that someone had asked. Yeah, that's why I don't really care about music or sheet music that much. Music doesn't really happen there. Music happens inside of us in the sort of state transition point. So we can use the map to get there, but we have to ultimately move around the territory in order for us to gain freedom in it, Oh, I remember, it doesn't really sound like G minor. Yeah, so I was going to do a stream on this before, but that's something that a lot of people need to understand, is that, when someone thinks of a major chord, it's very interesting to me. People usually think of 3 notes, the major chord, right? But that's not really what a major chord is. And a major chord isn't even really a thing. It's like once again, it's just a discrete object that helps us learn, right? But that's not what a major chord is. Major to me is a whole flow. It's a whole, I have a tension cloud that I could show you to understand it a little easier, but I don't have that open right now. I'll do a stream on that at one point. But, when you think of a singular chord, you should not just think of a single chord, you should think of the whole branch of what it means. Like when I think of major, I think of everything that isn't major. I think of everything that major has, and then everything that isn't major, and everything that major doesn't have. Because major isn't just major, it's what major isn't, So when you play these 3 notes, like, what are the notes you aren't playing? What else is there? What else is functionally not in major? When you were playing major, what else? So it's the concept it's the negative. Yeah, modes are a journey, not a destination, exactly. And that goes with like every aspect of harmony. It's not really like a discrete object. And certain things. Let me back up on that, because I do like object-oriented harmony. I talk about a lot of that. But I just mean like when you're like thinking of, so I separate objects and harmony and chords from each other. And so like when we're thinking about just pure like chords, right? Chords are like a big nothing burger, Chords are like a, how do we describe this? They're like a projection. They're like a surface level projection of like a deeper like language around music. So when we deal with like major, like there's so many things about major. Well, we know that major 7's there. What aren't we playing? Well, if we played, well, that's not going to work, right? I mean, it could work, but it'll be a sharp 9. But then if we're playing like that, and then we have that, now suddenly we have a sharp 16, you know, or a flat 10. It becomes a little, all harmony is a conversation, not a letter. Yeah, exactly. What microphone to use? I use a Neumann NT2. Cold. I need to turn my air conditioner off. It's making me kind of sniffly and cold. My hands are actually cold right now. Ugh. The last stream I did, I was kind of heated. You know what I'm saying? My hands are moving quick. I was practicing swing all that week. I need to warm up a little bit. I feel a little stiff. Okay, a little bit of melee now. Boom, boom. Actually, ooh. Joshua Diastu, he was a huge influence on me. I heard Stella when I was a youngster in college, and it changed my whole thing. In fact, funny story, very funny story for you all. I was in this music appreciation class when I was in community college before I went to music school. I had to bring my GPA up because, like I said, I failed high school really bad. So I went to this community school, and we were in this music appreciation class. It was a cakewalk, right, because I was a musician. And part of our assignment was we had to go bring in our favorite piece of music, and we were going to play it, the whole thing for the class. I brought in Joshua Diastu Stella. It's 35 minutes long. I made the whole fucking class sit through it. Yep. I was like, you should have picked different rules for this. They cut it off at 20 minutes, but yeah, I was letting it roll. You know, that piece was very influential on me. It's hilarious. And then someone else said, "Oh, Horace Silver piece. I love that one." There's a place that I know. How's it go? How's it go? Dum ba dum ba. not played Peace in ages. Thanks for suggesting that too, and it just kind of flash banged into my mind. So that was cool. I have not played it forever. Okay, a little bit of Melee. My food will be here shortly. Let's see here. Am I feeling the blue Falco or the classic Falco? I think I'm feeling the classic Bird. Bird is the word. All right, here we go. Oh, let me put my podcast back on. Oh, hold on. Sorry, Luigi.
Very much, like I said, really trying to understand the dialectic.
Okay.
Within ontology. I think,
Okay,
by the way,
okay. This guy got an unfair advantage?
And soul and spirit.
This guy sucks.
We get both in our culture. We get you know, just the sort
Maybe
of
not.
into raw emergence, a kind of, you know, which is, you know,
I don't want to play against Luigi. I want to play someone I can combo.
and then you have like
I'll give this guy one game.
tree just receptive to the sunlight of emanation. And you know, even Plato was critical of that. He said, no, go get the sun and then go back down into the cave. Because if you don't go back into the cave, you haven't really understood the sun, right? You didn't get it. You didn't get it, right? And so I'm really trying to bring all these things together in my work. So I was just, sorry, it's not a counter argument. I'm just expressing sort of convergence and excitement with what you were talking about. And it's very interesting to me.
This guy got like the perfect map for this too.
I see
Lol.
these symptoms
What's Mario's last name?
positive
Brother?
symptoms rather than the generation of Earthsock's religions to the meaning crisis. So I'm interested how I agree with
This is annoying. I don't want to play Lucas
But
Luigi.
there's also this stuff going on over here, and that's where I place my dollar of hope. That's my bet. Is on these
Should kill.
emerging communities of practice and how they're also converging.
You playing locals? Yeah.
Sorry, that was a
I
lot,
used to, but now my locals are really too good, so I don't know. I mean, I'm down to go. It's not why I don't go to them. I'm just busy. But yeah, I like locals.
I try to go by this.
My local now is West Verdugo West, which is like the hardest local in the world. So maybe Hax's nightclub might be harder. I don't think so. I think Verdugo is the hardest local. So that's technically my closest local, which is a good thing. I can get good practice that way. But I used to be in Oregon. Those locals were a little more approachable.
One particular aspect of myself,
I don't really want to play a Luigi right now, though. Kind of a waste of my time. Who are some players that inspire my Falco? Well, Mango's the GOAT. Mango and I are, I would say, good acquaintances of friends. So Mango for sure. KJH's Falco inspires me a lot. I love Bobby Big Balls as Falco. I've been a huge supporter of Bobby Big Balls throughout his whole career, and I'm super glad to hear that see that he's like really like, I don't know, he's gotten a lot more wholesome lately. So Bobby Big Balls, Mango. I really like Bomb Soldier, classic Falco. Obligatory Magi, yeah, that's true. Most definitely.
I have a feeling that comes from me not loving myself.
Do you think, what interjection? What? Do you do the opposite? When you're working, do you think, why am I not spending time with my wife?
Yeah, Magi, Woo, Mango,
I'm
KJH,
always looking forward to spending time with my wife.
Fiction's Falco's fire.
So happy that
I love Fiction's Falco. It's insane, honestly.
almost 100% of the time is work intensely and spend time with my wife intensely. And when I'm spending time with my wife, I'm watching a movie, going for a walk.
Dude, I don't want to play against
I'm trying to point out something to you. Very frequently, and this goes back to what I said a few minutes ago. Very
Controller
frequently,
reveal?
the
Sure.
reason why we can't integrate with something
I have a
is
fob.
because of the aspect of stuff. That's
You
first
seem like a
thing,
Fiction type person. Nah, I'd say I'm more of a Mango. I'm more of a Flash. Like I just I play for coolness, not to look, not to win. Actually, that's kind of why like I don't want to play against this guy. I play to like have like a lot of like fun. You know, I don't really care about winning. So it's like I can't really combo Luigi. I mean, you can, but it's like 2 hits, 3 hits, and then like it's just kind of a yeah. How do you know KJH really well? Good question. I can't remember. We've known each other for a long time.
Relationship with your wife, then you can see that it's not just a drag on your work. There's also a positive aspect here, and you got to bring the two aspects back together. If they're distinct from each other,
KJH takes all my stuff and uses it. KJ's gonna take all my stuff to the big leagues. I'm telling you right now. Wait till you see everyone start whipping out fairs in game. Oh, let me make the melee bigger. I didn't know it was so small. Alright, I'm giving this person one game, like I said, so they just misfired that, I think.
You leave it like this, and you try to integrate with this.
Yeah. Alright, GG's. Well played. I'm not gonna give you another. Sorry about that.
And this is gonna pull you.
Okay. Let me make the melee screen bigger.
And if you don't put them back together, you can't integrate with it. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. Is your laziness also the thing? Maybe that's also, hey, I want to connect with my wife. I want to do. There are things other than my work that are important. That was just a suggestion. I mean, you need to do therapy to do this, but I'm trying to get you to see like that. Like
Sheep. Okay.
you have. It's
What podcast is this? This is Theories of Everything with Kurt Germungai or whatever his name is. This is with Bernardo Kastrup and a computer a materialist named Verdikai or something. I forget what his name. I forget what the other guy's name is. But Kurt Germungai or whatever and Bernardo Kastrup. I love this podcast. It's really great. You should go support that platform. It's amazing. And go watch all the content. That was bad. I shouldn't have held in.
Sorry, I'm just trying to be helpful there.
Yeah, Kurt Jaimungal. Sorry, that's who it is. Kurt Jaimungal and Bernardo Kastrup on Kurt's podcast, Theories of Everything, with some materialists that I'm not familiar with.
Not drastically.
Okay, I'm getting my ass whooped. This person's a lot better than me. I'm just DIing bad or something. I don't know. Oops, that should have been an error. That person, I felt it. I'm dead. Oh my god, I'm dead. No way. I'm dead. This guy's way better than me.
I'm so far behind where I should be.
What? I'm literally holding to the side. Why did I just get DI'd straight up 3 times in a row? Sorry, I'm a very salty gamer, by the way, so you just gotta get used to that. I'll just get really fucking salty, so just beware. I feel like I'm not even... Die! Sorry, I'm very salty. I'm a very salty gamer, just so you know. I beat everyone tonight except for this person, so you might see me get salty as fuck.
I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to be a little bit therapeutic here. I'm trying to be funny. Humor gets around the fence. But I'm also trying to challenge you. Trying to say, well, you know, really knowing that you don't know is first of all, that's the Socratic, that's the central Socratic insight. Because only, and not knowing it the way you know 2 + 2 = 4, but like, you know, Ivan Illich knew he was going to die.
Okay.
Like knowing that.
Sure, that's right. So Socrates said, the only thing I know is that I know nothing. Good old Socrates. Or should I say Plato? He said that. Okay, I'm doing better this game. I'm more focused.
Capacity to find this wondrous and to find it that it calls to you and calls you beyond yourself. If you knew all of this, you'd be static and dead. But you are capable of awe and wonder precisely because you recognize that you don't know. And you know it and you take it seriously. But that's, again, I'm trying to get you to see.
I keep getting stuck in these little dash attack chains. It's really annoying.
That too, you know, I wish I was as well read as that person. I wish I was as mature as that person. And you can get down. But then I realize, but the part of me that's making me down, I can aspect shift it. And that's the part of me that can be transformed to, oh, I don't know. And that's good, because not knowing makes me responsive to other people. Makes me capable, makes me responsive to the world. Makes me
oh my
capable
god.
of falling in love with
oh
other
my,
people,
no.
Because if I can't find them wondrous, I'm not going to fall in love with them.
I should have been away from it. I just missed. That was a crazy power shield, dude.
Speak out of my own experience and intuition. It's not an area where I have expertise like John. So,
dude, this guy just keeps getting the freest up air on me.
What I'm saying is facts, but it's just how I see it. Okay, it's grammatically it's easy.
Die! Why won't he die? I'm sorry. If I wasn't here, if you all weren't here, I'd smash my controller just now. This makes me angry.
Always trying to get out of this situation through a paradigm of victory.
Die! What? Sorry, like I said, I'm a salty gamer. Like I said, if you can't handle it, you gotta leave my screen. Fuck this fucking piece of shit.
Get out of
I
this
got the 236.
through a
Fuck that.
completely
Fucking piece of shit.
paradigm.
Ooh, I'm so fucking angry. You don't even understand. I hope this person has a horrible day tomorrow.
What is the case about you? Now, this may sound as bad news, but it's not.
I don't even feel like they're doing anything. I feel like they're just literally fucking.
Authentic.
They're just like up air, forward airing. Comments angry person. That's because I'm trying not to lose my shit for stream.
Yourself.
I don't want to be angry on stream.
The judgments you pass on yourself.
I literally hope this person is constipated in the morning or has diarrhea.
They are resolved.
They haven't even done anything. I literally felt like we were doing fine in the first talk, and then like I don't even know what happened. I don't even feel like they did anything.
Transvaluation of all values. So it's not like
they're not even good. I don't understand. If my DI is shit,
victory. It's the very
I don't feel like they did anything in this game that was like impressive.
Has the quality of a kind of an exhalation, a surrender with a lot of.
And that pisses me off too. When someone switches character after they beat me twice, fuck that. They're like, oh, I'm too good. I'll just let you can play my secondary. Fuck you. I'll beat your main. You're garbage.
Those paradigmatic values of what you should be as opposed to what you think you are, and how you should behave as opposed to how you think you behave. You come to a place where you are what you are. You're lazy. That's okay. Laziness is part of you. It doesn't need to be judged constantly. It may surprise you because of what people perceive as my production. I'm an extraordinarily lazy person. But I stopped fighting my laziness. I kid you not. This is factually true. I am very
Oh my god.
Today, for instance, I had a whole lot of things to do. But I gave me the excuse that I had a long debate at 6. So I did absolutely nothing today. The difference between you and me is that, although I used to be very much like you, I'm not saying that I'm ahead of you, I'm in a different place.
That nair was hot, thank you. I should have survived it. But I was trying to grab ledge.
I've been very lazy today. It's fine. It's just the truth of the moment. It's what happened at that point in time. I'm not going to, drive myself nuts by judging myself. There was a time.
Oh my god. That laser was bad. It got me killed. That literally a single laser just got me killed.
Mistake. I tried to remove a siren from an alarm system in my house, knowing that it was not deactivated, knowing full well it had a safety mode and it would go off. But I thought, yeah, it goes off, I only need 10 seconds to pull the batteries out, it's okay. Well, it went off and gave me.
What's your take on Falco up air? It's fine. What do you mean? Why is it controversial?
That sound like a dentist.
I'm a fair master. I mean, my old account was Fair Demon, so I think Fair is Falco's coolest move.
It has driven me to the point of planning my sleep.
So if I think Fair is awesome, then you can imagine I think up air is pretty good.
So. Now, I went nuts against myself when that happened. I looked at the mirror and I was so bloody stupid.
Oh, no, I meant to refresh.
That's dissipated too. It doesn't come as a victory. It's like you transit into another way of being that you don't achieve.
Ooh, I shouldn't have shield dropped you there. That was a nice move though.
You sort of just allow yourself to slide.
It's hard for me to get salty at this person's Fox compared to the Sheik. I just feel like Sheik is like a no-skilled garbage character. Usually tilt, forward smash, or forward air. It's kind of like a garbage character.
Before you die,
It's brain rot. It's good that Sheik exists though, because it's like, it's good that there's not a bunch of spacies always, but Sheik is literally garbage character.
Loss, a divorce, a death of a loved one. So major thing that sort of shakes the edifice of your narratives, which sort of overwhelms your ego, your ability to try to be in control.
Ooh, that was supposed to be down smash. That would have killed too, I think.
And once that ability is taken out...
Oh, can I get out of this? Oh, I think I'm dead. GG.
Of acceptance,
yeah, Marth turret. It's a good point. Oh, speaking of Marth.
Sort of goes away and you just
yeah, this person's better than me. But they're not better than me when they play Sheik, because Sheik's a garbage and a still pussy-ass character. Pussy-ass bitch character. Fuck that stupid character.
Pretty explicitly what to do. So I have a particularly severe diamond, and I live in peace with this paradigm of surrender and slavery. My coat of arms has a chain, and I added that to symbolize the fact that my life is in a wonderful condition of permanence.
Tell me more. Oh, bonfire. Oh, hey, Sheik Gamer.
a sort of
That's funny as fuck. Okay.
giving up
Yeah, no, I was
of
just talking about how Sheik is an amazingly high skill character. There's an incredible skill ceiling on Sheik, and Sheik is an amazing Marth deterrent, really keeps the game balanced, and everyone who plays Sheik is skilled. That's what I was saying.
What's happening is what's happening. What you are is what you are.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Something like that.
If it becomes compulsive and addictive,
Jmook is great, yeah.
John can tell us what happens there. But this shadow side, the shadow of laziness, the shadow of anger that you try to express, they have their moments. They have their moment of expression.
Oh my god. I thought for sure he'd think I was just going sideways. But then I remember he's Marth and he has a big old sword.
You look back and you see,
Does that not kill?
No, my life went just like...
No way. Fuck you.
And that was nature. And it couldn't have been any other way. And the proof of it is that it
Oh
was
my god, I'm
nature.
dead, I'm 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 dead, I'm
I
dead.
mean, Bernardo,
Nope,
you're sounding
I'm
more
dead, I'm
and
dead.
more
I
like
fucking... No, I'm dead.
Slingerland has a good book around this entitled Trying Not to Try, about how you see this thing.
Oh my god, I was supposed to grab ledge.
I'm
I'm gonna fucking scream.
Probably understood this book to run the theory. That's what it literally means. But yeah, this idea.
I'm dead. Oh.
I try to. Because what you're trying to. Yeah.
Oh no.
It's interesting because you're both trying and not
No.
trying. I mean, like, nothing, I'm not doing type thing. But if I get up and I say I'm gonna make myself get into the flow state, that I'll never get there. So you have to do this finesse thing where you open yourself up, but you have to let something take shape within you. But you don't just let it impulsively. Like it's this. That's why I keep using Pascal's term. Like instead of the spirit of geometry,
Oh my god.
the spirit of finesse.
Can you do a Bobby Big Brother session? No scope pussy ass motherfucker. No, I don't know. I like Bobby Big Brother. It's fun. I think he's a fan of mine, so that's cool. I'm a fan of his for sure.
And finessing, I think that's a big part of maturity and wisdom. And that's what I meant by when I talked about Philea Sophia rather than Philea not
Oh
Sophia.
god, I missed the L cancel.
Consistently can contrast them. You know, the people that are lovers of wisdom as opposed to the people that are lovers of victory, even over themselves. Right? And so I just think that was beautifully well said.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I don't know if you do anything from the
Falcos just do it differently. You know what I'm saying? Every Falco's got some sauce.
I think very readily.
But that is not the true. That's not the same with every other. Well, every Falco in the top 30's got sauce. Got their own. Oh no, I got side B. Okay, yeah. I was gonna tech that even if they hit me with it. I think I got this. You like that? That's my patented slide off fair, reverse slide off fair. By the way, patented move right there. I posted a clip of that on Twitter the other day.
Sit on the living room.
GG's, you did well. You're better than me.
Electronics
Congratulations.
Videos all afternoon. Then I tuned into
I don't know
that
who do you
without
mean me?
that
Who's
energy
me?
of judgment, that energy of control, trying to make it be different. But it
Who's
works the
me?
other way around as well. Sometimes the energy of the
Like
moment
some
is compulsive.
Ultimate? Are you talking about the Wii Brawler
And I
character or
tuned
whatever?
into that too. It was the case a couple of days ago. So that was the energy of the moment. That's what the diamond wanted to do through me. So on we go. Let's go with it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Evaluating all values. In other words, without
I play
passing
Melee.
the
There are no
judgment
custom
whether
characters in this game.
good or bad. Within
Except for
reason,
Wolf.
of course. I mean, I'm not going
This
to
person's not very
surrender
good,
to
I
the
can
energy
already
of anger, which happens
They're really slow.
often enough, but I'm not going to give it free reign. The other day I wanted to
Maybe I'm wrong.
do
No, I'm just
something
bad.
physically bad to a neighbor.
Yeah, I'm just
But
bad.
okay, I put limits on that. You know, it got close, it came until here. Oh, no. You're not going to have free reign. You're there. I recognize it.
Come on.
There is this anger inside me, but I will stop you here.
You're playing the
and
older
I will
game?
go
Yeah, I
in
only play
and I will
Melee.
punch a dust bag. I'll give it another outlet. But I was still in tune with it. I didn't repress that. So I don't know. It has happened naturally to me after my 45th year. This sort of sliding into the energy of the moment and not fighting it, you know, giving up the illusion that I was ever in control. And just tune into the radio of
Whoa,
nature
that was weird.
within reason.
That was an
because
interesting
I'm a
interaction.
reflective being after all. I will use my reflection to establish the limits.
know you both have to go soon.
This is a super degenerate game.
Yeah, sure.
There's just so much. I mean, if you heard me a minute ago, you're not a Tai Chi doer. You're a Tai Chi player where the verb is to play music. And so the music, getting into attunement and playing music and achieving harmony between the different tunes that you're attuning to is very much the central Taoist metaphor. So I think you might be a Taoist without knowing it. But that's meant to.
That was an insane up smash.
Schopenhauer said that
Holy shit.
the closest human activity to the intrinsic rhythms and characteristics of the will
Fuck that.
was music.
Yeah.
The rhythm and flow, the ebb and flow of music was the clearest representation, the closest representation to the will as it is in itself, as opposed to how it presents to us as representation. So that has to do with that as well, tuning yourself to the flow of nature that is expressing itself through you, and your only choice is you either fight that or you let it happen. So I just choose now to not fight that.
I want to get to the original religion before we do that. John, what age or what moment in your life was it that precipitated you feeling more at peace and surrendering to
I just
part of
scared him.
yourself that you resisted?
Scared them to
Right now, when I look
SD.
at both of you, calm, you seem to have a well-developed Delton Shaolin, otherwise I wouldn't have asked you onto this program. And I think I lack almost all of those now. I'm also being a bit harsh on myself.
Oh, darn it.
Definitely not to the degree of peace that you both are. And I'm curious, John, what moment
Oh my god.
happened to lead you to where you are now?
Well, that's a different question from the question of where did I realize.
Oh my god, those lasers walked me down. I'm dead. Nope, okay. Fuck this guy, dude. I swear this guy's actually not good at all.
I should always be realizing.
Yeah, if he was good, he would have teched that. I teched that 100% of the time.
He
didn't even GG.
Signs that somebody isn't wise is if they say to
Lol.
you, "I am wise," and that has nothing to do with the semantics or the syntax of the proposition, right? And
Okay, my food's almost here, I think. Or wait, my food got here 12 minutes ago. I'll play one more and then I'll hop off and stream. Thanks for being here, everyone. Don't forget to like the stream. Oh, we got a neutral Falco, neutral Falco. Let's change colors, my dude.
People who pursue meditation, they get that sort of spiritually bypassed contentedness because then they're
Rice
useless. They're useless for other people. They're useless for trying to reduce suffering, enhancing reason to improving connectedness. I just want to say that I don't want to put it into the having no way of understanding. What put me on the
Sure, I'll take that. I don't care.
Trying to realize peace within and peace without. That, sort of
okay.
Alone.
Sure, I'll take that.
Which has a lot to do with that kind of peace and harmony. I'm not with our notion today. What put me on that path was a loss and an encounter. I was in
Oh my gosh.
Christianity, but now upon reflection, traumatized me. I'm grateful for it though. I've learned with therapy and time to be grateful to it because it's, you know how you have a mother tongue language? That Christianity was my mother religion. It gave me the taste for meaning and
What?
reason.
Oh, I did not mean to shorten that. God damn it.
I'm trying to get to a deeper aspect and the sacred that I'm grateful for. But nevertheless,
That was a nice little wave dash back.
And then the experience that brought me out of that.
This guy keeps falling for those.
And I'm glad that happened. But because it was my mother religion, it left kind of holding me.
Oh, I tried to tech that. I was like 2 frames
And I
late.
did a lot of splashing around.
Oh, I tried to tech that.
Sort of very antagonistic atheist, that kind of thing. And I don't want to make it sound like the stages. That kept going for a while, but I'm talking about sort of attenuation.
Oh my god.
But
Are you been on any PRs? No. I'm not that good. I'm like a mid-level player.
How to cultivate
Your Falco looks really good. Thanks. I'm definitely not like I'm not new, you know what I mean?
That for me.
Ooh, shit. Like I feel like I should really beat this guy right now. The first stock was super easy, and then I gave a free ass stock, and then I just keep. I need to kill this guy.
topic of
He's lived way too long, and he just got grabbed in the corner. It's over.
epistemology and
I tried to edge cancel it again, or I tried to
and so I
but
the hunger for what I saw,
tech that, but he didn't give me a chance. This guy's not that good, but he's still beating me.
Spinoza wasn't being met.
Like that I don't know what he's doing. That's garbage.
So I undertook Tai Chi, the Vipassana meditation, meta-contemplation.
I tried to do...
And I started to get a sense of the perspectival, participatory, procedural transformations of wisdom. And then, lo and behold, fourth generation cognitive science was emerging, and people were starting in psychology to talk about wisdom before they talked about it in philosophy.
I need to get out of that.
And these two streams just started to... There was like a kairos in the world. The world was bringing these two together, and I needed them to come together, and I just happened to be there at the right place.
Oh, I thought I'd get him with that.
The convergence without and the convergence within met.
Oh, I tried to get the bear.
And that's the point.
That was so close.
I hope that answers your question.
Bernardo, what about you?
I think there was a specific point happened. I think it was a progressive sort of giving in to what is. I still suffer from a lot of anxiety, so taking my cue from John.
Hey, what's up, KJH? Oh,
Highlight
yeah.
it,
Favorite matchup? Yeah, this is good. This person's we're pretty even, I'd say. I think I'm better than them, like in the abstract, but you know the matchup. You know how it goes.
Many things.
But like they don't tech shit, so.
And I mean it when I say I suffer from anxiety, but
Oh no, not that.
With it anymore that much. When anxiety is there,
I should kill? No? Oh my god, no! I don't have a jump. That's it. Oh no? See, they're bad. They're They're so bad. I should be winning this so much harder.
I'm wasting my time by being anxious.
They're so bad.
There's no reason to be anxious. So how do I make myself not be anxious? Mushrooms. Completely.
Oh my god. Fuck you.
There is an easier sort of, okay, this is the energy of the moment, I'm anxious, okay, I'm anxious. How did that happen? I think suffering has a lot to do with it. Suffering has a lot to do with insight, with becoming more mature, because it's the one thing in nature that makes you stop and reevaluate an action. Because it's
oh my god, he keeps doing that. I keep attacking out of the corner when I get caught. Oh, that was a good read. I'll give him that. That was a good read.
Why would you stop and examine it? Having fun. So there is something about suffering that it's directly tied of being an enabler of insight and maturation, because it forces you to stop and think. The game is not working.
Try to get a fair out.
Wrong in the game you're playing.
Oh no! Grounded laser.
And it's that
oh, I tried a sweet spot from below.
like walk against the rock. You know, it doesn't keep the door open in one go. But over the years, it softens you. Like it softens the rock. It makes you less angular, more rounded. There is more nuance, more subtlety, more finesse, as John put it. And that's I wouldn't be able to tell you a precise moment, but it happens.
Do I have a Twitch? I do. It's Dissolving Girl. I don't stream there often. I'll probably start dual streaming there if I play games more.
I say this more or less metaphorically. I don't say this in
oh my god, that giant sword. Fuck you.
Mark! Incarnated in me. I'm trying to convey the feeling of it through metaphor. And the feeling of it is the feeling that you are not in control. It's just that you are fighting with the return flow of nature as it wants to go through you at that moment. What I could tell you is that until I was 32, I was promoted to director position in the company I was working for, which is a major company because it's Europe's top 50. It's in the 50 major company.
That was a really good power shield.
There would be no new electronics.
No, how's he get it out so quick? He can just keep doing that forever?
That was of my adaptive self. The adaptive self is that personality that has found a way to secure a place in the world.
Oh, I tried to walk off there. That'd have been good.
Losing my father when I was 12, and you adapt to the circumstances, and you create a way in the world. The adaptive self is a tool to get there, and it reached its peak when I was 33. And it was at that moment when something happened. I thought I had found what I found a rope.
Should have been a slide-off bear.
The person who was then my wife, I found a rope in my breast. And it took 2 weeks to rule out cancer. But in those 2 weeks, I was confronted with the reality that although my adaptive self ticks every box that it had set for itself when I was 12. These are all the goals I was I was extraordinarily successful. At the end, I was not in control of anything, and the carpet would be pulled out of my feet the next moment. And I can never know. I think I mentioned to you last time, I can get a phone call in the next 30 seconds that will destroy my life as I know it now. So that happened, and that was the moment of awakening. That was the first,
oh my God.
And from that point, 33 until 43, 34, say, 10 years, that's when this transition happened.
I just fake lasered that guy. He keeps power shielding out of the corner. So I fake lasered it, gave him the sound, and he fell for it. I'm dead. That's it. Down there. Okay, that was fun. I'm gonna eat my food. Okay, I'll do one more actually. I'm hungry though.
Then I would probably have slided into it, kicking and screaming. The difference is, once I was sliding, I figured I can't stop the slide anyway. So let's see where it goes.
Bernard, can I ask you a question? Because, like, one of the reasons why I trying to come up with this, work out this way knowing is, again, try and get out from a really active and really passive epistemic and ontological existential stance. Right?
See, he just did it again. This guy used the sound. Ooh, see, he's falling for these fake lasers actually. That's impressive that he's
these processes.
I should have back aired. That's what I was trying to do.
That's what I try to get you that I participate in it. I'm not just sort of passively
should kill?
cheating,
okay.
And I'm not making it happen. It's again this trying not to try. I'm trying to the metaphor I use.
I did not mean to jump. I did not mean to jump.
I can't make it.
That was an accidental jump, to be honest.
Right? I can't just sort of like, okay, be my friend. Yeah. Right? I have to participate.
I'm dead. Oh.
Right? And so I'm trying to I'm not only trying to make an epistemological point about participating.
No way. Sorry about that. It's gonna scare everyone. I just couldn't help it. I wanted to bang my controller, so I had to bang the piano instead.
Does that land for you? Does that resonate?
I'm over that.
Look, I don't have the recipe, as I'm sure you're not asking for one.
Imagine playing a character that's so easy, you just grab someone and throw them off the fucking edge. Imagine it. Just imagine playing a character that takes no fucking skill, pussy ass You know, I made a tweet the other day, right? The tweet said, I've never met a Marth. A skilled Marth is an oxymoron, and then I said, don't at me, sword cells. And that's how I feel. And that's how I will feel every day of my life till I get good. I can't. Ooh, mother. Ooh, I just feel like.
Put together, my intellect is the base of my heart. If I do not have a plausible intellectual hypothesis,
I give up. All right. I'm a rager. Sorry.
And,
I'm over it.
Look, I never said this because I was never asked.
Zane is the. I agree, actually. Zane is. That's what I say too. Zane is the only good Marth that's ever lived. Every other Marth is just a no-skilled sword user, sword cell, blue-haired.
New Age, cosmic mind, all that stuff.
Get me out of this game. I'm so over it. I can't even focus. Get me out of it. I want to go with my food. I'm so over that. Oh, get me out of here. Oh my gosh, get me out. I'm probably going to get grabbed and killed in 2 seconds. Watch. Like every Marth ever. Just get me out of there. Just get me out of this. Just make me end stream. Kill me, Marth. Just do it.
Intellectual process for me to accept it because I needed
Really?
the intellectual plausibility. But it was not the only game. There was an emotional open.
Okay, see? No skill. Do you see that? I'm doing like wavelands, all this crazy shit. This motherfucker just...
Give me expression too right
Alright,
now.
GG's. That was fun. That was fun. That was great. Well played. Well played. Let's play again later. Oh, wait, hold on. I did the wrong one. Let's play again later. Okay. That was fun.
My score was the maximum possible score.
Oh, okay, thanks,
Answered
Bernardo Castro.
every question in a way that tilted me to...
GG's. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will keep practicing. I'll play some more at some point in some other games. I'm going to go eat dinner. Thanks for being here during my stream. It was fun. Got to play some piano. Got to play some Melee. I like having something else to do other than just music. Like, I like doing music streams, but sometimes I feel like I want to mix it up during the stream, so it was cool to have some Melee to hop into. Oh, okay, everyone. Have a good night. Be well. Have a great day. Yes. Thank you all so much for the support, and thanks for being here. I shall now. Are you on the West Coast? I am. I'm in Los Angeles. All right, folks. Take care. Really fun stream. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Bye-bye. See you next time. Ending stream now.